Good morning, YouTube. It is 10:31 a.m. Sunday, March 27th, 2022, and I'm still in lovely Beaverton, Oregon, walking southbound on, I forget what the hell avenue this is. Yeah, I always struggle when I go into places that I've not been before with numbered streets. Numbers just, they're all the same thing to me until they start to connect with other numbers. And that's made writing transit here a bit of a challenge for me. One thing I got to give the Phoenix transit system props for, the Valley Metro system, is that all the bus routes there are numbered based. Most routes stay on a major street, and granted, there's pros and cons to that. Definitely the biggest pro to it is it's real obvious, like, where the bus route is going and where you're going when you get on a bus, for the most part. There's somebody riding a one wheel. Nice. Anyway, almost every bus route is numbered to go with the street that it follows. The route will have the number of the 100 block of the street it's on. I mean, some of the really obvious ones are Route 44. It goes on 44th Street, sort of a no-brainer. Route 27 goes on 27th Avenue, sort of a no-brainer. Route 17, that's McDowell Road. McDowell Road is 1600 North, but of course they didn't use the number 16 for the route because Route 16 runs on 16th Street. Route 0 goes up and down Central. Central is the 0 point between East and West. Makes complete sense. Route 60, which for the most part goes along Bethany Home Road. Bethany Home Road, 6000 North, so 60th North. I could go on. I think y'all get the point. If there's any kind of logic to the numbering system on the bus routes in the TriMet system, in the Portlandia area, I haven't found it. I haven't found it. All right, there's a baseline road in this neighborhood. I could have sworn I passed a baseline road here. Oh, I'm about to walk in front of a bunch of people getting a green light. I should stop. It's always kind of interesting when you see newer infrastructure versus older infrastructure. I can really pick it out by the style of the street sign and the style of the stoplight pole. This is definitely a newer style here. You know, another interesting subtlety I've noticed about the traffic lights here in Oregon, or at least in the Portland area, versus, and mind you, I'm not in Portland and Beaverton, but Portland area, it seems to be consistent, not just Portland, but in suburbs of Portland, is that almost all traffic lights only have the light on the pole up high, like front and center above you. There's no traffic light to the side, to the front of the left, down low, closer to eye level, which is something I'm kind of accustomed to around Arizona. Now, I don't know if ADOT requires that or if that's just how it's done there, but which has me almost wondering if, like, for some reason, Oregon law requires that there not be a light there. But so far, I haven't noticed a single traffic light that has the traffic lights anywhere other than up. Older traffic lights seem to be suspended by cables. Newer ones with poles. So on and so forth. Anyway, so I'm walking, and I just looked at the street sign on what street I'm on, and didn't take that in. I was talking to myself here. Didn't take that in. So, whoops. Numbering system here, I'm kind of figuring that out. It all seems to be based on how far east, north, south, east, and west you are of some center point, which is somewhere in downtown Portland, but it's not actually in the center of downtown Portland like it is in the center of Phoenix. It almost seems to be like they're doing similar to Tempe. In that, like, the center point, as I mentioned in my last video, or maybe it was the video before, that city of Phoenix and the bulk of Maricopa County uses these numbers, as well as many other suburbs. Like Peoria uses it, Surprise uses it, Glendale uses it, Scottsdale uses it. The Phoenix numbering system, which is based on the on the intersection of Central and Washington and Phoenix. Now, there are some suburbs of Phoenix that have their own numbering system. One of them is Tempe. Tempe is actually numbered off Mill Avenue and the Salt River. Now it would be the Tempe Town Lake. So the east-west point, it's pretty freaking obvious. It's whether you're east or west of Mill Avenue and how many blocks east or west of Mill Avenue you are. But north and south, it's not based on a center block in Tempe, and a center block in Tempe would probably the two intersections that most feel like a center block when you're in Tempe is Mill and University, and also Mill and 5th Street. But obviously, if we're doing numbered streets that coincide with numbered blocks, 5th Street ain't it. And if University was a numbered street, it would be 7th Street. So I am on Southwest 158th Avenue. As I explained in maybe my last video or maybe the video before, generally speaking, the prefixes indicate what quadrant of the city it is. Although I've noticed there's some that they're changing from like southwest to just south. So I don't know what's up with that. Haven't figured that one out. But it's funny, on some of those intersections I've seen where some signs say south and some signs at the exact same intersection say southwest. So figure that out. Hey, and there goes the bus. So as I've mentioned, this bus that runs on 158th Avenue is only runs once an hour. Only runs 12 hours a day. I think on Sunday it runs even less than that. I can see it right ahead of me, just about ready to pull into the light rail station. I'm just about there. Yeah, so I've got an app. I've got basically 3 different apps I'm using right now to try to navigate transit here. One is I think it's called the Hop app, which is the official app of the TriMet system of the transit authority here, and it's pretty much awful. And maybe I just haven't figured it out yet, but almost everything on the app is centered around you trying to log in and you using its electronic scanning interface for bus fare and scanning your phone. And there's more than enough cautionary reviews on the Google Play Store for me to want nothing to do with that. So far, I've been purchasing day passes. I know I'm eligible for reduced, but I don't really know how they are here about asking for proof of eligibility, and I certainly have none on me. So I've just decided, what the hell, I'll pay full fare. It's $5 for unlimited rides all day. That's not breaking the bank. Otherwise, it'd be $2.50, which is even better. Anyway, the other app I've been using, I forget what the hell it's called. It's made by a third party who apparently just tried to take the data that's coming from the Hop app or from TriMet's website and organize it neatly into an app. I gotta admit, what I'm coping with is the fact that the um, the Valley Metro app is so good it spoiled me. And I've been saying for a long time, loads of complaints about the Valley Metro transit system, but generally always have good things to say about their app. Every now and then does some wonky shit, but for the most part, that since I started using the Valley Metro app, getting around and knowing what's going on with the transit system of Phoenix has improved tenfold. Even on those times when I'm fucked and I'm stranded, like, at least I know that I'm fucked and I'm stranded. I'm not standing at a bus stop trying to figure out, is there going to be another bus here? So, TriMet is hiring. Good to know. They don't seem to have the driver shortage that Valley Metro has. I wonder if that TriMet is hiring is their equivalent of not in service. Because there goes another bus that says TriMet is hiring. And I'm reasonably sure the Route 67, which is the route that goes up and down 158th. I hope I remember the number of the street. Anyway, so the bus that goes up and down the street, it's directly there in front of me. So, and it will sit there camped out until it's time to do its run north. There is a screen in the bus shelter there that shows when it departs and when the next one after it departs. So that's helpful. I see a lot of those screens in a lot of places, especially it's pretty much every place where you catch a bus where you're transferring from light rail. And all the transfers to light rail here are so much better than anything in Phoenix. In fact, I don't think I've seen a single transfer from a bus to light rail here that involved walking across the street, with the exception of stuff downtown, where downtown is kind of its own animal here. But everything in the more outlying areas, it's like this. You got a train station along an easement that you can pretty much tell used to be used by freight rails, and proper train crossings so that the train doesn't have to stop and wait on a traffic light like they do in Phoenix. It can just go. And then a pedestrian crossing across the rail where you... and always pedestrian crossings where I just hit the button and walk, and people seem to actually stop for pedestrians here, which is so not what I'm used to. I just cross the street, and there's the bus stop, and there's where they did kind of put this little cage here to stop cyclists from flying through this area, since it's a heavy pedestrian spot, which I kind of appreciate. And then boom, here's your train platform. Simple as that. No waiting on traffic lights or crossing roads. Yeah, which is nice. I mean, I so many times I have to get off a train in Phoenix and cross half Central or half of Washington, which sucks, and then cross some other busy ass street like 44th or Thomas to get on my bus. And so often in attempting to do those street crossings, I miss the bus. This bus here, it's this Route 67. It goes northbound from this train station, and it seems to be timed with the arrival of the train. You get off the train, walk over there, and about 5 minutes later it leaves. Or maybe later than that, because it does only leave hourly, and the train seems to run every 15 minutes. But you never have a situation where you get off the train to see the bus just driving off and leaving you there waiting for the next one. At least I haven't experienced that yet here. So enough about Portland public transit and comparing it to Phoenix. The one downside I've had, now I don't know if it's possible to buy a day pass in the bus like it is Phoenix. The last bus driver I asked about that. It was yesterday. I got on the 67, and the driver couldn't really answer me. And he's like, well, it's $250 to ride down. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be riding around all over the place today. I just want to get a day pass for $5. Can I? And I don't have any cash. Can I scan my credit card here and you print up a day pass? And he goes, I don't think so. He says you can do that at the train platform. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm aware. I did that, yesterday at the airport, but I'm just kind of concerned about the bus. He's like, I don't really have additional fare to ride the bus. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. Just you can get your pass when you get to the train. I was like, well, thank you. And obviously, you didn't have to do that. Probably breaking the rules to do that. So I didn't really count on that today. But as it ended up, I mean, it didn't really make any difference walking versus getting that bus crossed right before I did. And there hasn't been a train between the time the bus showed up and the time I showed up. So it's a really nice walk. It's really nice out today. It's like low 60s. It's a little overcast, but sun's starting to come out, and it's really nice. So liking it here. I do realize I've been pretty damn lucky because it's we're told it rains most of the time here, and I haven't really encountered much rain at all since I've been here, and it looks like the rain's not going to return until I leave. So that's a definite good thing. Now, let me go over and get my pass. So yeah, the bus passes from this machine. There's definitely not an option for. There's not an option for. I don't know if y'all can see that screen too well. It's hard for me to see that screen on my screen. It's hard for me to see that screen with the reflection of the sun behind it. Anyway, there's not an option for buying an unactivated ticket. When you buy it, it's already activated. Now this here where it says honored citizen, that's basically reduced. So for 65 plus or Medicare or disability, which I am on Medicare, so but I don't have any proof of that on me. So this is just for regular full adult fare, $5 for a day pass, and here's where it says how many. Note, tickets are ready for immediate use. Now I would buy like 3 right now if they didn't come for immediate use, but immediate use, I'm one guy, just need one. Pay with card, insert and remove card. Sorry, not sharing my card number with y'all. Sorry, not sorry. And bam, here's my hot pass. I did buy a streetcar pass day before yesterday, and then later realized that my hot pass covered streetcar fare. So yeah, it was a waste of $2. But whatever. I've certainly frivolously wasted $2 on stupider things than that. So. I know I got a nifty little streetcar ticket to add to my collection of transit memorabilia. It's kind of nice. Got a little hologram on it. So it's almost borderline honor system here, like it is on Phoenix. But they actually have a thing here that you're supposed to do that on. But there's nobody that watches and makes sure you do it. I did have one time I saw transit police walking through the train like they do in Phoenix, asking people to show their cards. Interestingly enough, they didn't ask me. So, no, come to think of it, yes they did. After they give one guy a written warning, and he got on at the train, and the guy was just like, I'm just coming to my going to my hotel downtown. I says I didn't really see where I was supposed to pay the fare, and that's completely fair. I did see where I was supposed to pay the fare, but I was looking pretty hard for it. And when I got off the bus and went to the train platform, I could have just as easily walked by it and not see it, and got on the train without purchasing it. And as it is, I didn't ding it like I just did there. I didn't scan it because I didn't know I needed to do that. I didn't figure that out until a kind lady who was helping me get to the right platform when I changed trains at the Beaver Transit Center. She showed me that you're supposed to do that. And I'm like, oh, I bought the pass. I didn't do that. Didn't know. Oh, it looks like these people are in a hurry to try to catch this train coming off that multi-use path. I think today I want to do some scooter riding. Although I do have a mission I'm on before then. My charging port isn't working on Obama phone number 3. I had an incident with a packet of taco sauce, hot sauce in my pocket, and I think I jammed up the port with hot sauce. So I'm on my way to a shop that's actually open on Sunday that I think can fix that. So wish me luck on that endeavor.